Welcome to Tabletop Topics.
Hello, hello.
I'm your host, Jeff.
And of course, Jeff.
And today, what are we working on or getting into?
Well, us as Americans, we like to take our vacations, We count down the clock to when we're going to be able to get away from that work life and actually enjoy a little fun time, whether it be going to Disney World or Disneyland, taking a trip outside the country to a tropical place, or just enjoying a week off from work or 2 weeks off from work, just to get away from that work environment. So sort of like you say, like sort of like a
Time off.
Yeah, time off or PTO. Some people call it time off. Some people call it PTO. So
Holiday, vacation.
oh yeah, definitely. And I could say that everybody is always excited to. I don't know how to say this. Like I mean, as much as people love to work, quote unquote.
Here's the thing. Like, a lot of people essentially equate, well, they put a lot of their purpose into their work. Like, their purpose in life, part of that usually ties into their work.
Of course.
But when does that become a problem? Where it's like, you want to take a day off, but you can't afford to take a day off.
Yeah, with everything that's going on.
With everything that's going, especially now. Like, we could say it started before the pandemic, but we really kind of saw, like, the full
extent of it
during the pandemic, especially with remote work and 14% unemployment rate.
Yeah.
That was nuts. I feel like that was like a global time off type thing.
It was, but at the same time, how many people were suffering or struggling?
That's facts.
Some people were, I wouldn't say well off, but were happy in some sort of way. If you understand what I'm saying, in the sense of
you had time to yourself.
Exactly, you had time to yourself. You had time for your family. On top of that, a lot of people didn't like the jobs that they were doing. So when an employer let them go, that was Christmas for them. I'm not saying it's Christmas for all.
Well, because here's the thing.
It's not Christmas for all. But
when they let them go, the issue that arose was, like I said, because to live a sustainable life, not the life we want to live, we need to work. We need
of course.
to make money. We got to pay bills. We have responsibilities.
Everything is connected, my guy.
And everything is connected. But where the problem comes up is like where we're headed. How do we redefine work? Because we have all these technologies, these new industries that are taking advantage of the Internet of Things, AI, automation.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially it's evaporating mundane and repetitive jobs.
Of course.
And what I mean by that is jobs that require skill, or maybe not as much skill.
It doesn't require as
Right.
much skill.
Right, because like you could kind of see that throughout history. It's like, especially with banks.
Mm-hmm.
How many bank tellers used to be in a bank?
It was a lot.
It was literally
Yeah.
like a little office,
Yeah.
and essentially you'd go into the bank, and there's like 30 people, 40 people,
Yeah,
different
even
departments.
in the mid '90s, there was a lot of them.
There was a
Like
lot of
it was
banks.
literally an entire bank. You walked in, and they'd be like you said, they'd be sitting down in the office, and then you'd be waiting there just to see whoever bank teller, or they would walk up to you and say, "Do you have an appointment or anything like that?" And then they would take care of you. But now it's I can go to an ATM and
Right.
just
Or working at a packing and storage facility.
yeah. Now you have machines.
Bots.
Yeah, now you have machines more than human beings taking care of those packages. So
So the question is like, we still have an old system of, I guess you could call the 9 to 5, where it's like we wake up, we get ready, we go to work, and we go to work in a physical building,
yeah,
and its purpose is for work.
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So you're taking up land, you're taking up space for the purpose of doing a job that's already been automated. It's been made more efficient. It's made more streamlined.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now you have a workforce that slowly being replaced by all these bots, and we still have the same idea of what work is. You see what I'm saying? Learn a skill, do the skill,
Yeah,
master the skill, get a job, make money, and then of course you'll prosper. Hypothetically speaking,
yeah, quote unquote.
in practice. You know? But not really in practice, but hypothetically speaking. But the issue is now you have what they title the fourth industrial revolution, which is, if I could pull up a Wikipedia article real quick. So the fourth industrial revolution conceptualizes rapid change to technology, industries, and societal patterns and processes in the 21st century due to increasing interconnectivity and smart automation.
Okay.
The term has been used widely in scientific literature. Don't care about that. Part of this phase of industrial change is the joining of technologies like AI, gene editing, to advanced robotics that blur the lines between physical, digital, and biological worlds.
Okay.
Throughout this, fundamental shifts are taking place in how the global production and supply network operates through ongoing automation of traditional manufacturing and industrial practices, using modern smart technology, large-scale machine-to-machine communication, and the Internet of Things. This integration results in an increasing automation, improving communication and self-monitoring, and the use of smart machines that can analyze and diagnose issues without the need for human intervention. It also represents a social, political, and economic shift from the digital age of the late 1990s and early 2000s to an era of embedded connectivity distinguished by the omni-use and commonness of technological use throughout society. That changes the ways humans experience and know the world around them. It posits that we have created and are entering an augmented social reality, okay, compared to just the natural senses and industrial ability of humans alone.
Okay.
So, what I'm taking from that is essentially all manual labor jobs at some point in time will be automated.
Of course, and the question is, are we as human beings ready for it? Because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people not refuse, but they're not at that point where they want to accept that they're no longer needed.
I don't think. Well, let me not say I don't think. I don't want to say they don't want to accept it. I just feel that, like, you know how you get that sense of it's like a a, a miscalculation or misunderstanding of how fast things
Are
transition
moving, yeah,
are
exactly.
moving, and things usually happen under the table before it hits the mainstream market and before you see it in your home,
Hmm.
and you see it on TV and blah blah blah. So the issue that happens is, well, there is no push for, like, there's no incentive to really change the way it works, because some of this technology is only being used in like large scale manufacturing, industrialized.
Like Amazon, for
Right,
example.
right, right. Stuff like that. But the one place you'll really see things really, like, you'll see things really kind of, I don't,
Shift.
shift,
Hmm.
is the moment they solve self-driving cars.
Which is that's one of the goals, and they're
Right.
almost close to that
Right.
too. Yeah.
So real world, like, interpretation of the environment that allows the machine, because once you solve self-driving cars, you solve self doing anything,
Hmm.
because you're essentially getting real world data, real world, like, quantum data, unexpected data, and you're coding it, programming it for this robot to not only take in this information, it'll continue to learn on this information and
Hmm.
update whatever database this information is stored and communicate with all other uh, 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 AIs or robots or whatever.
Gotcha.
And it's especially with the rise of 5G.
That's what's going to push technology faster, even faster than 4G LTE. Essentially, 5G is literally the gateway
Mhm.
to for us moving forward with.
To a lot more interconnectivity.
Exactly.
Like, what was it? A few days ago when we were uploading our second or third episode,
Hmm.
using our internet, using 5G was faster than using our internet.
Exactly, and that was the crazy thing.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Because using the internet told us it'd take 3 hours, but using 5G, 30 minutes.
and that goes into, like, the whole Internet of Things. Like, you're at work, you're working, you know everything that's going on in your house.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
you don't have to be at your house.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you look at that, I guess, aspect of, look at how easy it made. Like, you don't even have to go to a ADT or security company. Like, that's a job. Like, people,
Yeah.
train and learn about security and blah blah blah, so they can go to your house and set you up with a security system.
Yeah.
And you pay for that service and they take care of you. Well, at some point in time, that's going to be obsolete, because you can take your own security into your own hands.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing too. I can use a perfect example, like the Comcast building had a whole bunch of people, operators, taking your calls if you had issues with your Comcast or your Xfinity internet. And then what happened? The building shut down because why? Everybody can work from home.
Everyone can
So
work
it's like, why even have the building? Another example is Gartner. They built an entire building, what, 5, 6 years ago?
5, 6 years.
Had employed a whole bunch of people. There's what, 16 floors on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody there
There's no
anymore
one in
because
there.
everybody can work from home. See, the pandemic kind of pushed forward a lot of things that were supposed to happen 10 years later now.
Now, exactly. It
Yeah.
essentially fast forwarded that transition.
Exactly.
Because during that entire stage of lockdown and quarantine, a lot of companies kind of stepped up to the plate and were like, shoot, let's make working from home easier.
Yeah.
And when you start with solving that issue, you essentially create a whole bunch of different avenues
Yep.
for types of jobs and work. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just want to say, like, oh, you could be streaming or drop shipping or selling.
Yeah.
No, I just mean in general, just like the way you work. Like, the group that I'm part of, you know, I'm communicating with people from the UK, from California, from New York, from Canada, South Africa, Louisiana, Texas, and we're all on the same page.
And it's all being done from home.
And it's all being done from home. So it's like the idea that I can control my time and still help the business make profit, that shouldn't change, like that shouldn't affect how and where I work. But the fact that we need to go to a physical building and say, all right, I'm working, I'm going to work, I'm at work, that's a concept that's dated. It's very dated, especially with like financing more streamlined. There's a lot of financing jobs
that can be done from home.
That can be done from home.
Actually at work, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
So, and then on top of that, we have a lot of these finance apps, banking apps. You know, granted, the thing that sucks is you got to talk to a computer, and that's not fun.
And nobody likes talking.
No one likes talking to a computer. Press 1, press 9, press 0, star, pound, whatever. No one wants to do that. We actually want to talk to a real person in that aspect. But in general, like, I don't see any steps to really, you know, move forward and help with that transition. There's a lot of people getting laid off their jobs. There's a lot of people who can't even, like, they want a better job, but they can't move. They don't have enough to move. They can't afford to
move.
And
that's the biggest issue.
And that's the biggest issue. And then on top of that, coupled with inflation, rising gas prices, of course, you know, world in turmoil, you know, that's not an easy thing to do.
No, I agree. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you said, that's why it's hard for people to get back to work. I mean, we're on year 3. Year 3 of this entire pandemic, and yeah, it's getting better, but it's not to the point where we can actually
it's like we already opened the Pandora's box of the possibilities we can achieve with,
and we are able to achieve it. It's just that what was taking so long? What was the hope, the pushback, the fear? Because a perfect example I can give you is the company I work for had the tap feature on their card readers,
right,
for a long time, but they never used it until the pandemic started. And all they did was a software update, and then the tap feature worked. So it's like all these programs and functionalities of all these technologies were there. It's just the cost. You see what I'm saying? So I think because they started making more money during the pandemic is the reason why they rolled out with it. But other than that, they wouldn't have touched it at all.
Right. But because it's always a matter of scalability and cost.
Of course.
Like, once it gets cheaper, once they continue to advance whatever they're doing, like, it's going to get cheaper. And the people who are going to get hurt the most are the low-income jobs.
Yep.
The mundane jobs. Like, what was it? You went to Jersey, and you went to a grocery store. Did you see a janitor?
Nope.
Who was the janitor?
The machine.
The machine.
Yep.
A robot just driving throughout the whole store, cleaning the floor, you know. And what is it? Especially with Amazon, mostly on the West Coast and Northwest Coast, where they have the staffless grocery stores.
Yeah, where you just go in and then pick what you need and then walk out, and it just automatically charges your Amazon account because it scans your phone to see if you have an Amazon account, and if you do, it automatically charges you that way.
Now, how many jobs not were lost, but how many potential jobs were there to be able, like, were able to be filled doing that?
Well,
like
you got
in a normal grocery store.
You have management, you have the janitor, you have the cashier, you have the bagger, you have the person that can get the carts. I mean, it's a web line. It really is. It's all interconnected, and if you take away everything, then you don't need anybody.
You don't need it.
And like you said, eventually it's going to get there, because even for the company that I work for, we're catered to customers, right?
Right.
And now that's changing because now it's Gen Z and millennials,
And
starting to
millennials
take over,
entering the workforce.
entering the
Right.
workforce, and they don't like to talk to people as much as the boomers used to like to talk to people.
Right.
So what do we have now? We have self checkout.
Self checkout.
Same thing with Walmart. You look at
Right.
Walmart; it's literally 4 or 5 cashiers,
Mm-hmm.
and the entire rest of the store is self checkout.
Mm-hmm.
So the interconnection with people is being taken away because machines are going to be doing everything else, or you're going to be doing everything else by yourself.
Exactly.
Which is why now you have Instacart, you have what's the name of that other company? Ship. You have Shipped. I mean, all these things are being replaced because human. It looks like the human and human interaction is being taken away by other things. And eventually, why do you think Uber doesn't want to employ their people? Because they're eventually going to
Yeah,
have
they're all contractual.
yeah,
Right.
are contractual, but they're also going to have self-driving cars soon where they're not going to need an employee, which is why that law didn't pass for them to actually make Uber drivers actual employees, because they know eventually Uber is going to head the driveless route using machines to pick up and drop off people. And that's the direction that we're going. But it's like a lot of people aren't, it's not that they're refusing to see it, but it's hard to accept.
Right.
It's hard to accept because
It always feels like it's 10 years away.
exactly, and it's not.
Everything always feels like it's 10 years
And
away.
it's not you. Yeah, well, and the thing too is, it's like we're taught that when we go to school, we grow up, whether you go to college or not, get a job, work hard, and then you're going to enjoy an awesome retirement, which the dynamics of that have completely changed. But now it's like, I want to feel useful as a human being because I was told my entire life I need to work.
Work
And
is my purpose.
work
Like,
is, yeah.
and then I enjoy the fruits of my work, the fruits of my labor.
Labor,
And that's our
exactly.
motivation for, fulfillment, to feel complete
Yeah.
doing the job.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And now it's now that's being taken away. So it's like, what do I do? I've been programmed to do this thing my entire life, and you're telling me that a machine that was created by a human is going to take over and make it easier.
Exactly.
Yes, but where does that leave me? What can I do?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I think there's two sides to it. I look at it from a perspective of, yes, they're making the job easier so you don't have to work as hard as that machine or whatever position or anything that you're working for. But at the same time, I think the other position on it is, yes, they are making it easier so you can spend more time with your family and not have to worry about all that stuff. But what do I do?
Yeah, there's no, like,
You're
because you
right.
still need money.
Yeah,
Like, you still need
Exactly.
to work.
When we live in a world where we don't need money to do anything, then we'll be able to live. But at this point in time,
You still need money. You still got to pay bills. You
Exactly.
still got to, like,
exactly. Thank you for making my life easier by
Right.
taking that hard
Right.
job away
Yeah,
from me.
you-
But at the same time,
what
how can I survive? How can I sustain my family? How can I take care of my home? How can I pay my bills? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a double-edged sword. They're trying to help, but at the same time, they're not.
I don't think they're trying to help. It's
No,
profits.
no,
Joe.
of course.
Automation equals profits, sir.
But like I said, it from my perspective, that's how I see it. They are, but they aren't. That's why I said it's a double-edged sword.
That's why I feel like there's just such a big, like, investment craze, especially over the pandemic. But, like, this huge investment craze, not just in crypto, but just in tech stocks and medical stocks, health stocks and stuff like that. Because it's like, that's really the only way you can guarantee you're gonna have some form of income or
That's true.
a monetary security.
That's true.
Because all the jobs that would make you money are being automated.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way you can make money is investing in those companies, because all the profits are going to be coming from the consumers.
Exactly, and that's why we as human beings, we even though a lot of people don't like what they do, because you're gonna have the 2% that say, I went to college, I got my degree, I got the job that I wanted, but then you have the rest of the world saying, I'm working this job, I don't like it, but it pays the bills, it comes with benefits. Yes, I have to kill myself for years to earn those benefits, but at least I'm in a safety net. and then that's where I think a lot of us get comfortable with like wearing that safety net of.
Well, here's the thing: there is no safety net, Jeff.
But that's
That
what I'm
safety
saying.
net is gone, and it doesn't even.
Well, look, let me finish. What I'm trying to say is, you see how, but you see what I'm saying. That was a perfect example.
Right.
There is no safety net, but in a lot of human beings' mind, I'm safe at this job. They're never gonna fire me. I got my pay. I'm gonna retire at 60 with slim to nothing in my bank account. But
60?
Yeah. Well,
60.
I mean, it used to be 55,
Bruh.
but now it's 60. But you see what I'm saying? That's the thing. A lot of us. Perfect example. I'm gonna use myself as an example. I have been working for a company for this company for 16 years in June. I'm 31, and I've invested a lot in it. Yeah, all my eggs are not in one basket now, but I've invested a lot in it, and I calculated from the age of 15 to now how much I have saved, and if I stayed another 15 years, how much I would have. Let's just say I would have wasted 60 years of my life if I make it to 60, if I can retire at 60, and only accumulated an amount that will,
Sustain you for what, 10 years? 5 years?
depending on how I invested.
Oh, you
But if
invested,
I
right.
want, but I've worked hard my entire life. I'm supposed to enjoy this money,
Right.
right? I shouldn't be taxed on it for. I put money away so I can enjoy myself. So I take this money hypothetically and go to Cabo. That's only a weekend. Now I'm broke again, but I've wasted 60 years at this job, but spent that entire 60 years worth in 2 days.
You can't even get as wild.
A weekend in Cabo or
weekend
3
in
days.
Cabo.
Yeah.
That's why most of people's time off is at home.
Exactly, because they're just trying to recoup. Exactly, that's the
crazy.
crazy thing, and most of people's time off is at home because they're trying to recover from all that work. Because you gotta understand, the work-life balance is not there. It really isn't, because you find more Americans at work now than they are taking vacations. Like I found this article. I'm gonna read it to you real quick. It says, after extensive research, our data
From who?
Give me 1 second. I believe it's from Forbes.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I read this this research. It says, after an extended research, our data analysis team concluded 10 days is the average PTO in the United States private sectors, not including paid holiday or sick pay. 55% of Americans don't use all of their paid time off. Why? Because they're working more, because everything costs more, and to sustain that life that they want, that they're going to have to do that. So, and then American workers fail to use 768 million days of PTO since 2018. So, you got to understand, Americans are working more than taking vacation, and when they take vacation, on average, you have a month off.
And you're not taking that all at once.
You're not taking that all at once. Yeah, because then you're stuck working
Right. The rest of the year.
The rest of the year. So there's 365 days in a year, and then a month on average is 30 days. So you're literally working 330 days the rest of the year. So if you think about it, we're literally working more than we are enjoying our lives. And you're telling me when I hit a certain age, I'm going to be able to enjoy myself? No, because a lot of people that I've seen that have retired at that age have come back to work. Why? Because the money has ran out. Even if they didn't invest it well or do things with it, they worked their entire lives, because the benefits back in the day were way better than the benefits that are now. Nobody's going to be, you and I are screwed. We're not, we're going to be working, if we don't put our eggs in the right baskets, we're going to be working till we're 80, 85 years old, because the life expectancy is longer. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, life expectancy is increasing. It dipped during the pandemic.
Yeah, of course.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like, life expectancy is, supposed to increase,
And what do you think the retirement age is it's gonna increase too? That's what I'm saying. So it's like
because it's profits over people.
exactly.
And then on top
it's
of that,
it's always gonna be profits over people, but
profits.
everybody's always gonna make you believe.
And you got to make more than the year before.
Exactly.
If you make less than the year before, stock takes a hit. Shareholders are going to probably end up suing you.
Yep.
Or something like that.
Or something like that.
You know?
Exactly. And
But
unless you're in a big ass corporate position, you're not making shit.
you're not making shit.
You got people higher up making
Yeah,
15 to 20,000 a month.
Leadership positions, management,
Mhm.
and then regional, of course, and then of course you get into corporate. But now it's just like
Exactly.
everything.
It's a struggle for not just people but families, because you gotta understand, you got mouths to feed. The cost of living went up and my pay went up, but it never catches up.
It never catches.
If you understand what I'm saying.
That's fact.
It never catches up. So yeah, you can be paying me $15 an hour. I could have been paying. I'm gonna use a perfect example. This is stupid, but I think you'll like it. It's like when McDonald's tea was always $1.
Oh, word.
Didn't matter what size of the cup it was. Always $1. What's it sitting at now?
So $1.99 now?
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
For some
some
water and sugar.
For water, sugar, and some black leaves. You see what I'm saying?
That's fake. That's fake. It's flavored.
Flavored tea.
It's dark flavored water.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So yeah, you gave me. I went from $13 to $15, but that steak went from 10 to 20. So there's no.
So not only did it not even match, like, okay, so let's say the price went up and then you increased my pay. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio.
Exactly.
It's like a 1-to-2.
Yep.
You know, or a 1-to-2. So like, yeah. No, 2-to-1.
A 2-to-1.
2-to-1.
It's a 2-to-1.
Yeah.
So it's like you take 2 steps forward, but 3 steps back.
Yeah.
So you're or 4 steps back. So you never catch up. So it's like, oh my God, yeah, my paycheck is big, or not my paycheck is big. Oh my God, what I'm getting paid is bigger.
It's bigger.
But how much is that piece of chicken, or how much is that bag of chips with more air, or how much is that, or how much is this? Like I had one of my vendors come up to me and tell me, "Oh yeah, chips went up 14%." So I'm like, okay, so there's air in the bag. It was at 409, now it's going up 460. That's insane.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like the argument is, okay,
Inflation,
inflation, right? So we raise pay.
Yeah.
The argument is it's going to increase the price of product. Okay. So let's say we don't increase pay. The price of product doesn't increase. Now we're getting replaced with bots. Solve that problem for me then. You don't increase the pay, so the price of food doesn't increase. Okay, but some shit happens in the market, messes up the supply chain. Price of food still increases. We're still getting paid the same. And we're getting booted out the workforce by robots.
Exactly. What do you think?
What do you want me to do?
A global
Give me the answer.
Economic collapse.
Yeah, give me the answer. You don't want to increase pay, so we don't pay more for goods. But a pandemic happens, and we're still getting paid the same. The price of goods went up.
Of course.
Give me the answer. I don't got the answer. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Yeah. And it doesn't make sense.
And it's crazy, too, because all these customers, I would say at the beginning of the pandemic, as soon as it hit in March, all these customers are coming in. Oh, why did you increase the price of why'd you increase your price of your toilet paper? We didn't. It's always been like that. It's just some people that's never shopped at that store, always shopped at Walmart or Aldi's or stuff like that, are now seeing what I said. These prices are regular, and then it's sad that you have to prove to them by showing them the date on the tag,
on the barcode, right?
On the barcode, that we didn't change anything. It's not that we increased our prices to make more money from you guys. It's always been like that. It's just you guys have never paid attention to it until the pandemic has started. Because as soon as you eat the news, especially if it's CNN, Fox, or MSNBC, what do they say? Oh yeah, prices have increased in grocery stores because this is what's going on in the pandemic. So you're gonna come out and regurgitate the.
And it's all a different reason.
Yep.
Except for the corporations.
Yep.
That are literally like They're automating everything they do.
Mm-hmm.
So not only are they more efficient,
Mm-hmm.
they require you to be as efficient as those bots they
As those
replace
bots that they
you.
replace you. Exactly. So that's why when they when they do a study, and I'm saying, what is this study based off of, people, robots, or computer? They're like, people. Well, I said, okay, how can you base a study off of people? Because a 15-year-old might be faster than a 40-year-old. A 40-year-old might be slower than a 30-year-old. A 30-year-old might be faster than a 20-year-old. So how can you base a study off of people, especially if you don't do a significant amount of research?
There's a lot of factors, especially with a human-based workforce.
Exactly.
Like a people-based.
Exactly.
There's a lot of factors that go in.
But no, it's like I said, with is
Yeah,
going back to the vacation thing. It's like, yeah, that's why a lot of people, now that we're slowly getting back to some sort of norm, a lot of people don't want to go back to work because they realize they have more free time with their family. They're finding jobs at home that pay $18 to $20 an hour, and they don't have to kill themselves.
They're learning new skills.
Exactly.
That you can't find in IRL.
Mm-hmm.
IRL, haha. In like an actual physical workspace,
Exactly.
in a workplace,
Exactly.
where you have to go there to do the job.
Mm-hmm. Or schedule that specific
Right.
day that you want,
Right.
or take that vacation that you have to plan 6 months in advance. Now we can't find. I'm not gonna lie. At my job, we cannot find anybody that wants to work, and if they do come, they do not stay for a long period of time. Why? Because they're finding it's easier to work from home or find that job online, because everything is being computer based. Now they're finding a different way to do a lot of things. You speak to an Xfinity agent, you can hear a child in the background because they're working from home.
Yeah.
You don't need to be in that corporate office to work to do the job. I mean, we're a customer based company, and we're not getting any customers.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
true.
But go ahead and finish your thought.
But yeah, man, like it's like whatchamacallit. So you take a day off, right?
Uh-huh. To recover.
Uh-huh. And oh no. Let's go back, right? So okay, so even now with like working from home,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that doesn't make it easier as well.
No.
Because now employers are expecting you to work extra now.
Yeah, I remember you were giving me a statistic
You
on
see what I'm
that.
saying?
So
like employees expect you to work extra
yeah,
now.
and I'm gonna give you an example because I know you told me about this. It's like you work a 40-hour job.
Mhm.
Now that you're no longer in the building working a 40-hour job where you're clocked in, your employer is expected you to do more than the 40 hours. Oh, but you're at home. You should be able to do it.
Right.
What does that mean? My time is still my time. That shouldn't change just because I'm at home.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to work more than when I'm in the office? Oh, no. It doesn't work like that. Sorry, buddy.
That's why. And I believe, I don't know if I read that somewhere, but I think they had like employee monitoring. So like when you clock in from home, like you're on camera all the time, and they're literally tracking
just to make sure you're actually doing the job.
Working.
Get out of here. People are fucking
wild,
crazy.
dude.
I swear to
Profits
God.
over people, bro. Technology is. It was supposed whatever this is, this fourth industrial revolution was supposed to make our lives easier, but no, it's just exploiting us.
And that's all it is.
That's all it is. It's
but like
just
I said too,
exploiting
that's
us.
why like you said too, that's why people are finding new ways to make money and gain their time that they lost back. Because you were showing me a documentary on YouTube about this woman was talking about why people in 2021, or was it 2021, are quitting their jobs. And that's because they get more time with not just friends and family, but they...
What was it called? The Great Resignation?
I think so. The Great Resignation on YouTube. But it's like now they're finally wanting to get all the time back that they got. They don't have to work for a company that tells them this is what you're worth. So let's say, because a lot of people I've spoken to that are full-time in their position that says, I just started, but they told me I have to wait 3 months to get health insurance. Then I have to work 5 year and then when I start, I get 2 weeks of vacation, but then I have to wait 5 years to get one more week added, and then I have to wait another 5 years to get another week added. So it's like, and that's to ensure that you stay. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so I have to work. If I were to do the 332 calculations, 32 times 5 years of time that I have to work just to get one more week of vacation.
That's wild.
That's insane.
That's wild.
If you put the math that way, that is crazy. I have to, I wouldn't say destroy because that's being dramatic. I have to I have to kill my body, my physical, mental, and emotional health to just gain one more week.
That's wild.
1 week of vacation compared to 5 years.
That's wild.
You know how crazy that sounds?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody has ever put it that way because they don't. People probably think about it that way, but I don't think a lot of people have actually thought about it. Think about it. For me, I had to work 8 years because every company is different.
And that's the thing. Like, people don't realize it until you break it down for them.
Yeah, I had to work 8 years. Keep in mind, they didn't count when I started. They counted when I got full time. 8 years to get one more week. Now I have to work another 8 years to get
One more week.
One more week. So I am 31 right now. I am going to be 38 to get one more week. You think that's worth it, Joe?
That's wild.
You see how insane that sounds?
That's wild. What was it? This article came out from Pew Research.
All right, go ahead.
March 9th, 2022.
Go ahead, yeah.
Title says, majority of workers who quit a job in 2021 cite low pay, no opportunities for advancement, and feeling disrespected. The COVID-19 pandemic set off nearly unprecedented churn in the U.S. labor market. Widespread job loss in the early months of the pandemic gave way to tight labor markets in 2021. Driven in part by what's come to be known as the Great Resignation, the nation's quit rate reached a 20-year high last November. New Pew Research Center survey finds that low pay, a lack of opportunities and advancements, and feeling disrespected at work are top reasons why Americans quit their job last year. That's facts.
Of course.
Because, like, even when, like, everything was on fire, they still expected you to come in, do the same thing.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's what showed everybody. And you got to understand, people like to try to blame it on corporate sometimes. But at the end of the day, if your head manager is telling you need to come in, this and that, I don't care about your safety and stuff like that because you need to come in. That's a different story. You just showed your true colors.
Right. It was like that one video when the boss wants you to come, when your boss wants you to come in for anything.
Yep.
Bro said, "I'm sick." All right, you can still come in. You can make it. There's an earthquake. Yeah, you can still come in. You can still make it.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Titans.
There's Titans blocking my path. Oh yeah, you can.
Bro got stomped on. You know what? You're fired.
You're fired. Exactly, and it's like, and that's the thing too. Throughout the pandemic, the people that did come in, regardless if we had masks or not, how many people got sick?
Bruh, it didn't even matter at that point.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
How many people got sick, and how many people called out, and how many people quit because they're like, well, you guys spit out and tell me you care about my health, my family, my well-being, but how you're treating me at this job, what you're telling me that I have to do doesn't reflect that. So what are you representing?
Yeah, that's
dude, it's crazy. But go ahead, my guy.
So top reasons U.S. workers left jobs in 2021. Okay.
And of course
See how they put that asterisk? Because this is a real issue.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about that?
Childcare.
Childcare, yeah.
Because of childcare issues, single parent homes, and even dual parent homes. If both parents are working.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because schools were shut down. Kids were learning.
So they had nobody
home.
to watch their kids.
There was no one to watch their kids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, But these are systems that weren't put in place.
Because they weren't ready for it. Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
like you see, the number one reason was pay was too low, because everything went up, but they weren't getting paid what they need.
What stops them from doing all this? Oh man, we're gonna lose profits. We're gonna lose money.
Yep.
The price of blah 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 is gonna go up.
Yep.
Bro, if everyone's doing well, don't you think they're gonna spend more?
Yeah. Exactly.
There's your profits. You see what I'm saying? Like, you keep telling, oh, we don't want to lose money. Like, you can't take a hit for a year, 2 years, 3 years.
Especially if you're a thriving company, you're
Right.
gonna make it.
Multi-billion, almost $1 trillion corporations, and you can't take a hit for a couple years.
It's about money, because you gotta remember, the people that higher up are still making their money.
That's true.
That's the crazy thing.
See, benefits were good, not enough flexibility to choose to put in hours, benefits, blah blah blah.
Well, yeah, because like you said, when the pandemic hit, schools were shutting down, so who was to watch their kids? And if they were full time, it's like, can I have the flexibility to work this time? I'll still make my 40, but it won't be when you need me, because like they always say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the busiest days, and especially retail stores. But that's when most of Americans are off of work and ready to go out to eat on the weekend, or partying, or the movies, or whatever they do, the beach, all that stuff like that. And it's like the weekends is when they always need a lot of people, especially if it's not a 9 to 5 weekends off job. So, but like you said, the biggest one was no pay, and of course after that was the being able to take care of their children, because there was no.
And then you feel disrespected at work.
Well, of course, because they're treating you like shit. They're expecting you.
They're treating you like a bot.
Because this is the issue. They always say, leave your personal life at home when you come into work. Leave your work problems at work. Leave your home problems at home and your work problems at work.
Word.
But nobody knows. At the end of the day, we are still human beings. We still get affected by whatever's going on at home. And if you don't know what's going on at home, don't expect me to just shut that off and work.
Yeah, that's
because I'm not a robot, like you
Yeah,
said.
not a bot.
We're not robots,
Not bots, bro.
but people are trying to treat us as such. Yeah, I have all my issues at home, but do I bring it to work? Your
Alright.
issues and my issues are two different issues.
Alright.
The gravity of your issue might be nothing, but the gravity
That's
of
your
mine-
emotionless, like, sociopath.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Like,
But it's and that's where we need to establish a work-life balance. We need to at least try to get back to that, because a lot of people are more focused on work than they are taking care of their families or at home. I'm not saying all, I said most.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, jobs. We need jobs. We need more. Okay, what jobs isn't being phased out? Tell me a job that
Yeah.
not being phased out. Okay, yeah, you want to talk about contractual jobs like Uber and shit like that. Ooh, prime example. So one of my friends, her boyfriend, essentially, he works for a construction company,
Okay.
but he doesn't do construction. You know what he does? He was contracted. He has a really high def drone,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll do drone aerial views for construction processes, just to kind of give you like
aerial view.
an aerial view
Mhm.
of the progress, like just the dimensions of what's going on. But the thing that's smart about it is he can also do it for other things, like events.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's
So
like
you can see the above view
right.
of a
You see
lot
what I'm
of
saying?
things.
So that job, like, that's a very future-proof job
Mm-hmm.
for the meantime.
Yeah,
You know-
until the drones are doing it
Or
by
even
themselves.
then, you still need someone to operate it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he offers a service like that, that's a unique type of service.
Mhm.
Where it's like, yeah, you could contract me with a construction company and I can do actually his business is called, if you guys want to check it out, Soaring Skies.
Is that screen share on?
Yes.
Okay.
Soaring. I'm spelling everything wrong. My goodness.
Because Google needs to spell it for you.
Soaring Skies. With a Z, I believe. Yes, sir.
No, there
See,
it goes.
Soaring Skies. And of course he does like videography, photography, and
Okay.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can do this for events. You can do this for companies if you want to do like a commercial or something.
Yeah,
like
he even has an Instagram page. Too.
right, you
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So let me click on that. I believe he does have a website, but it's stuff like that. Like when we have the technology, we just don't have a new understanding of how we should go about using this to create jobs, to create work.
Exactly.
You know?
So there's always going to be plenty for us to do. It's just
Right.
trying to understand the technology and how we can incorporate it in the daily lives, especially with, like you said, mundane things or little things that doesn't need humans to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely.
So it's like, when it comes to things like that, it's like, even now, even when I started working for the company that I worked for in high school, we were they had a training coordinator where they would, you'd sit down with all the new hires and they would go through everything, and they'd have this little booklet that learn everything. They give you a sheet of paper with all the rules. They'll play videos and you sit down and watch videos on how to interact and do your job correctly. And then what happened? They phased out that position. Why? Computer-based training.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like
everything is temporary.
Everything's temporary. But with something like this, but like
you can capitalize on it and evolve it.
Like the company saw, like, hey, we can save money and still train people by switching over to this computer-based training. They understood the technology that they had at that time, and they're like, okay, let's incorporate that and then
evolve it.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do that? Like, as individuals, we can look at this technology out here. There's a market for everything.
Yep.
Just take any type of job and then look for the tech that simplifies that job. And then once you can find easy, streamlined replacements for that, one, you could either start your own business, your own company, or two, you could, use that to your advantage to, advance or move forward within your business or your company.
And that's the goal. If we, and I'm not saying all, if some or most people thought like that, then we can reclaim all the time that we have lost, and we won't be stuck to not just a 9 to 5, but a retail job that we don't like, where we work more hours to gain little for no reason. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because we're literally, like I said, I don't want to sound dramatic, killing ourselves for a lot of corporations that don't really care about us.
Word.
And that's facts. It's not an opinion. It's not. It's just based off of the experience and hearing other people. And of course, there's articles out there which I won't bring up right now, but that's what it is. You care about more if I show up at work today. Like it's crazy to me. Let me give you an example. Like when if I were to say I was sick.
Oh no. There's a better example.
Oh, okay.
Hurricane Irma.
Oh,
bro, Hurricane Irma.
Oh my God,
bro.
When that is a perfect example.
They didn't even care if your house was destroyed.
Zero.
You had no power.
Are you coming
in? Are you bro?
You know how I remember that was?
I had no signal. So the hurricane happened. I'm trying to help mom and the family, like, recover, like, get everything situated, make sure nothing's like too out of place, just taking care of mine. And I wasn't even on the schedule to work.
And they were trying to call you in.
And they were trying to call me in. But here's the thing. There was no cell service.
Nope, because all the towers were down. Yeah,
power was out for 2-3 weeks.
It was 2-3 weeks, yep.
Power was out for 2-3 weeks. No cell service.
We had to drive all the way down to Daniels to get a signal.
Yeah, Daniels Parkway to get signal, And it got to the point where, whatchamacallit, I showed up. I think
The day you knew you were supposed
the
to work.
day I knew I was supposed to
Uh-huh.
work. But even prior to then, they were contacting you,
Well, that's because I was going to work. That's
right?
the
Because
thing.
you were going to work. They were contacting you to get me to come in, but you were already at a different store.
Yeah, I was at a different location. I
You're
no
at a
longer
different
work there, yeah.
location at that time, and they were hell bent on getting me to come into work. And I'm like, well, I got to take care of mine. I got to take care of the things that we got going on
Mhm.
right now, because half of everything was destroyed.
Yep.
We're flooded in. We're on an island.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way I can make it out
And there
of
was
this.
the electricity pole.
Power lines on the road,
were in the
trees
water,
on the
yeah.
ground. Like, I'm in danger, you know? But the only thing on their mind was, you need to come in
So we can make money.
so we can make money. You need to come in. You need to come in.
But you seen all these other companies, Walmart, Target, Winn-Dixie, all of them closed. All of them, but us. Why? Because it was, for me, I believe it was all for PR. I believe. So when we did get back to,
No, don't get me wrong. In a situation like that, you need a store to be open. 'Cause
Well, of
people
course.
need supplies.
Trust me, Jeff, I
saying?
understand. But when you put the store before the people, that's an issue.
Right.
That was my problem. When you
There we
put the store before people, that's an issue. Especially knowing that people from 1 in the morning all the way to 7 o'clock are sitting in the line waiting for gas. You're not knowing if you're going to be able to make it to
Yeah.
work that day or not.
Yeah.
And their only concern is you need to be at work.
You need to be.
That
at
was
work.
my issue. That's when I got a wake up call as to who
And
I
the
was
thing
working
about that
for.
too, they were finessing people out of their time that they were working because the
There
power was down. They were
so there
running
was no
off the
clock,
generators,
yeah.
so there was no clock in like
System.
system.
And it's like,
So
when am I getting paid?
When am I getting paid? You got to write down your
Yep.
time or when you took break, and then they would adjust those times.
Yeah. So-
Like if they saw you were working overtime or you did too much, they would literally erase it and
fix it.
And fix it.
Why? Because you don't have proof. The system is down. You're not clocking in. Jeff,
That's wild.
When I told you-
and then the day I do show up, they give me shit. Oh, where were you? We've been trying to contact you. Da da da. We've been burning down. And then I look at them. I'm like, so
thank you for making sure
yeah,
I'm still
thank
alive.
you for making sure I'm still okay. You don't hear me for a week, and the first thing you say is, and in that entire week, I wasn't scheduled to work.
Yeah.
I'm not calling in to ask you, oh, are you guys okay? Is the store okay? Do I need to? No,
Because everybody's taking care of their own. They're not worried about the store.
no, I'm not worried about that. So I get a whole earful from that, and I'm just like
Then you understood.
deadpan face, and then that's when it was just like, yep, I'll be out of here in a year.
And
I'll
in
be-
a year, you were out of there.
And I was out.
But that's the thing. Like I said too, it's just the way, and that's why I said the pandemic. It's not even Irma. The pandemic shined light on every single company, and showed them their
The symptoms were there.
Yeah.
It's just we needed to take a step back, sit down, and be like, man, this way of life is pretty shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm a slave to my job.
Yeah. And then I can't enjoy my life.
And I can't enjoy my life.
Pe-
and money isn't gonna make me happy. I don't care what anyone says.
No, money takes you places.
Okay, money will take you places, which in turn will make you happy. It's the places and the people and the things you do that make you happy.
Yes.
And money is the gatekeeper.
The catalyst.
Yeah, to that. You know what I'm saying? Not always, because you can find happiness with yourself and what you have and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But for a majority of the people to live a
Sustainable.
comfortable and sustainable life, you need that money.
Mm-hmm.
And even when you get that money,
It's all going to bills.
it's all going to bills, and it's not leading to that sustainable, comfortable life.
No.
You know?
That's why what 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck.
That don't even make sense.
That's
bro.
insane.
Crazy.
That everybody literally is waiting for a week or 2 weeks to when they get paid again, just to take all that money that they've worked hard for, just to throw it into bills to start that cycle over again. And the crazy thing is, you work 40.
You're essentially giving
You're giving your life.
you're giving your money.
You're giving more than
Yeah.
what you're receiving.
And it's all the company. So you're working for a company
Yep.
to come home get a check or get direct deposit
Mm-hmm.
to give it to another company
Yep.
that has the same motivation, profits over people,
Yep. Compared to
year after year after year.
yeah, compared to someone that does something at home for 30 minutes and makes $200, it takes you, say you're making an average of $15 an hour, it takes you 20 hours to make the same thing somebody did in 30 minutes. That's insane.
That's insane.
That is insane, Jeff. That's the biggest issue, and that's the thing. And it's like some people are okay with it, some people are just now realizing it, and some people are like, I need to claim back my time.
Right.
And
right.
that's what this
Reclaiming
is.
My time.
That's what this is, and that's why we can't. And I get it. I get it. I wholeheartedly understand why people don't want to go back to work. Because
it's almost hilarious. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is hilarious because there's like, I can make twice as much in less amount of hours than I did working 40 hours. Then I can spend more time with my kids if I have kids. I can spend more time with my family and my friends, and I can go wherever I want.
That's facts.
And that is the goal.
And what's crazy is, like, what still doesn't, it does make sense because of course profits over people.
Yep.
But like, it's counter, not productive or intuitive, but like, it goes against the idea of, as we advance, as things become more efficient, more streamlined, the cost should go down.
But it's going up.
But that just gives them an opportunity to, hey, we have this new system. Mm-hmm. It's all cool and nice and shiny and flashy, and because it makes it easier, we're going to charge you more
for it. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why every year, if you check the profits of a lot of companies, they go up by $3 to $5 million compared to the previous years. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because everybody...
But even then, they still have, like, a benchmark that they want to hit. You have to set a benchmark. Right?
Of course, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that.
You'll do anything to reach that benchmark.
Which is, like you said, which is why a lot of companies will say, I need you to put up these tags before the store opens. Why? Because they don't want people thinking that you're swindling them, even though you are. And then that's the problem. Every year, the wage gap, the cost, how do you say it?
Cost of living?
Not the cost of living. How much you get paid?
Wage?
The wage goes up, but so does the price of food. So I'm paying 99 cents
and
for resources. So I'm paying 99 cents for macaroni and cheese in a box, and my pay goes up an extra $1 or $2. Oh, now I can not just afford a mac and cheese, but I can get broccoli and I can get this thing on the side. But no, you bring up the price of food, so we're in the same spot.
Because we gotta make more money.
Exactly. So it's like that extra stuff that I wanted to buy, I can't buy because now I'm paying the same amount for what the pay raise was. So it doesn't change.
And then they'll tell you, oh yeah, it's to beat inflation. And you see, we gave them a way out too.
But that's the problem.
We gave them a way out.
People who don't do their research will eat it up.
Right, and they'll eat it up. And we gave them a way out because that's literally the only reason why they justify raising their prices. Because it's like inflation.
Mm-hmm. So that's their go-to card every time they want to... Every time somebody questions it. And like you said, there's a lot of people that eat up what the media says and then just regurgitates it. Well, this is what's going on. I said, but okay, did you really do the research on what is really going on?
Not research.
Well, not it's somebody else's.
It's bias verification.
Yeah.
And even we take part in that.
Well, of course.
No one is unbiased. We're just giving you our opinion. But yeah, when you're doing research,
when you're aware of what's going on,
right.
And you're not gonna fall for
like, and none of it just, I'm just in a state of, man, none of this shit makes sense. Like, this isn't how it's supposed to work.
No.
Like, that's
so you question it, of course, and that's the thing. A lot of people are okay with it just being like that. They're not gonna want to question it or ask, well, why is it this way? I'm just okay with it, right?
Right.
So, but no, yeah. So it's like, I think. Like I said, and I don't want to keep ranting on.
Mm-hmm.
I just think people want to reclaim their time because
It's like, what's the solution to that?
exactly.
Well, there is one solution, and that you saw that, what was it, the beginning of the month or last month, unionization of
Yeah,
Amazon.
but yeah,
That's not going to happen everywhere.
no, that's not.
You know what I'm saying? Some states don't have laws that protect unions. And even then, like, when you form a union, like, you need money. Like, you need funding. You
Yep.
need support and stuff like that. Because
Yep.
essentially now you took a aspect that was part of corporate decision making and you put that into
The hands of the people.
the hands of the people.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely great. But yeah, man, it's just the only thing I think of is just unions. And of course, companies will try their damnedest to union bust because they got billions of dollars in top tier lawyers, you know, and most of the time they will be successful.
Of course,
You know,
and that's
'cause
what they're paying them
people are
for.
afraid of losing their job, losing the job that abuses them,
And that's why I said there's only certain people that are aware of what's
Right.
going on,
or people are aware.
and
You're just stuck.
yeah, yeah.
You're just stuck.
Which is why I always say don't put all your eggs in one basket.
You're just stuck. So
Don't
while
put
you're
all your-
working your job, learn a skill.
Yeah, and that's
Learn
what
a tailored skill that learn a very specific skill.
my skill is talking, as you can see.
Yeah. Learn a very specific skill that doesn't require you to not require you to, but like just learn a specific skill that you know if you were to leave your job today, it would benefit
It
you.
would
That's
benefit you.
something you can take and just start something on your own.
I think, and the crazy thing too, it's like at my job when a lot of people are like, "Oh, Jeff, you know how to do this and you know how to do that." I say, "Yeah, I'm not just a nerd. I actually know how to build this and install that and do this."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You know how to do this and that," and I'm like, "Yeah," because I said I like working with my hands and I like learning new things. I don't want to be complacent and not know
Yeah.
anything. I'm not
Just
gonna,
don't get comfortable with your job.
I
Even if
can't.
you're
Yeah,
like-
you can't.
Even if you're in a top tier position,
Yeah.
don't get comfortable
You
because
can't.
at the end of the day, the company can just decide, well, we're going a different route, and you're not useful to us. anymore.
Exactly.
You know, so learn a skill that. Cause we have the internet, damn it! Like, bro,
Yeah.
we have tutorials.
Somebody,
we have YouTube.
somebody
online
has done it.
courses.
Somebody has done it. So all you have to do
Right.
is
Someone's done all the
work,
the work,
the
for you.
research, all that stuff.
All
like
you
that.
got to do is consume the information, learn the skill, practice it, you know,
and use it.
use it.
Mhm.
Even if you're still working, like practice the skills that you learn, and then once you're comfortable and once you feel that you can take that risk or that jump to not just leave your job, but like start something on your own.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and do it. But of course, the biggest wall in that is risk.
Yep.
Everyone's afraid of risk, but the people that are taking risks,
Are the ones that are successful in what they do. And I'm not saying everybody's successful
right?
when they take the risk, but if you believe in what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go, you're not going to give up just because you hit a wall or a milestone. You're going to keep pushing yourself to try to do better. And I think that's what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? There's
Right.
always risks in everything we do. I know
Right.
we just started this podcast, but it's something that I
Yeah.
know we're going to be successful in because we're going to keep
Right.
pushing ourselves to do better
Right.
and get better. But I think the message here for everyone that's listening is try to reclaim your time because
and don't be complacent in your ignorance.
don't. I mean, like you
in
said,
your ignorance. Do
Yeah.
not be complacent in your
yeah,
ignorance.
learn a new skill.
Learn a new skill.
Yeah, and like I said,
Learn
like
a
you
new
said,
skill.
it will always benefit you, not just you, but your family, your
Mhm.
friends, the ones you care about, and you'll be able to actually enjoy what you want to do. Like my brother and I's goal is to go to the Azores, and we're not going to let anything stop us from reaching that dream. And you might hear it several times in future episodes, but that is the goal. Yeah, and then eventually you're gonna see us vlogging at the Azores because we know that's the goal that we want to reach, and
they got that good internet because you know the what was it that something
and they're in the middle of nowhere.
No. Only reason why they have really good internet is
Uh,
because there's like this giant underwater, this
Tether.
international,
Yeah, I remember you
underwater
told me
cable,
that. I
and it
remember you told
literally
me that.
cuts directly through them.
I remember
So they
totally.
got like
God internet.
Godspeed
Yeah.
internet, bro. That's
But yeah, it's like you said. Do you have any anything that you wanna?
um
Because like I said, for me, it's to reclaim your time.
yeah.
I've been working, like I said, I've been working for a company since I was this company that I'm working for since I was 15 years old, and I've realized of a lot of things from then till now, and like I said, I don't put all my eggs in one basket because you see the true face of how everything is, and it's always going to be. And people will be like politics, and you won't see it until you're actually in it, and you see, I see it. And I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I have goals, I have dreams, I have places I want to go, people I want to meet, things I want to do, and I want to enjoy my life. That's why I always told myself, yeah, I'm 31, but I want to retire at 40.
If you got time to go on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube
Then you
and
got
watch videos,
time to learn a
then
new
you got
skill.
time to learn a new skill.
Yep.
Don't tell me I ain't got time.
Yep.
You got time.
Yep. People got a lot of time for a lot of things because if
You
you
got
look at the
time.
perfect example is your phone separates how many hours you spend on specific apps.
Yeah, you can actually look at that now.
Yes, you can
And
look
your
at
phone
that now.
keeps stats on how
Yes,
much
as
time.
crazy as that sounds, as crazy as
you
that
spend
sounds,
on an app.
it will because it will optimize your battery to use it in the app or application that you use the most. And if you look at certain hours on certain things, that could have been that hour spent reading a book to learn a new skill. That could have been that hour you went outside and planted something out in the garden. That could have been that hour that you went and learn something with your friends or plan a trip or whatever it is. But people are always saying they don't have time. You have time. You just have to make it.
Yeah,
You
make
just
time
gotta
or manage
make it
your time.
because you gotta understand where will you ever go or what will you ever do
if you're just doing the same thing.
every single day. I
And
get up.
You want out, but you don't.
What are you
want
doing to get out?
Yeah, what are you doing to get out of
What
the
are you doing
position
to get out?
you're in?
Exactly.
You're afraid of the risk. You will suffer more being complacent than taking the risk.
Exactly. And that's
You will
what I
suffer
always.
more being complacent than taking.
That's
the
what I
risk.
always tell people at work too. I always say, "What are you good at? Figure out what you're good at, and use that as your niche, so you can move forward with whatever you want to move forward with. Instead of being stuck in a place that you hate, that you don't want to be.
Yeah.
You want to enjoy your life more. You don't want to schedule days that you have to take vacations or enjoying it just 1 week out of 333 days out of the year.
Yeah, find something you like to do, become an expert at it.
Yep.
Or become a jack of all trades.
Exactly. That's it.
Like, try different things.
Yeah.
Try different jobs.
Yeah. And I
You
agree.
know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't
enlighten yourself.
exactly
you know?
because, like you said, there's always things to do in this world. Where you're at, where you live, you
Right.
just have to make the best of it.
Yeah.
And
when I say don't be complacent in ignorance, and I say enlighten yourself, like, I'm not talking about like conspiracy. Conspiracy isn't going to get you out your problem. It's just going to find someone to blame.
Yep.
And now you're just in a position where now you're a victim, and you're just going to blame the guy or the corporation
But at
for
the end of
putting
the
you
day,
in this position. But only you can get
you
yourself
control.
out.
Yeah, you have free will to control yourself to do whatever you want to do. But if you choose to be in a comfortable position where you don't want to move forward with your life, that's on you. That's not on anybody else.
Right.
That's why I always say, every human being is born to do something. Every human being is born with a specific skill. It's just up to you to discover what that skill is and whether you want to use it or not.
Yes, sir.
So you can't say that it's this person's fault that I'm still here. No, it's your fault you're still here. You chose to stay here. You had that option to find something that you're good at. Yeah, it might take time and money, but the goal is to leave, to live a better life, to do what you wanted to do, to reclaim your time.
Reclaim your time.
Exactly, and that is the goal.
Time. For me, time is more valuable than money.
Exactly. We have one life to live, and then living it, working for a corporation for 60 years, and enjoying a weekend at Cabo is not living. Especially if my knees don't work, my back don't work.
How can I go see the Grand Canyon if
I can't climb it?
If I can't even climb,
Yeah,
bro.
you see what I'm saying?
Wild,
that's why,
bro.
like I said, because I know at 40, but I'll still be good. You see what I'm saying? I won't be good
God
at
willing.
God willing, yeah. If he lets me live till till that time, I'll be good. You see what I'm saying? But that's a position I know that I can actually go out and enjoy myself, dance, eat foods, climb mountains, ride bikes, do all that stuff, explore. Right. I want to be at that age where I can enjoy my life, not 60 and can't go anywhere but road trip across the country and take pictures because my back hurts because I can't get on the back of a camel, or if I want to go to Egypt and do certain things, or if I want to go on a boat, I can't fish because my knees don't work, or blah blah blah. That's the thing. Are you okay with living that life, waking up every single day, taking your kids to school if you have kids, going to work, coming home, making dinner, going to sleep, and then repeat it again?
And repeat it.
No, nobody wants to live like that. So like I said, at the end of the day, it is up to you to reclaim your time, and that's the goal. Is to I'm gonna keep repeating this.
The goal is to reclaim your time.
The goal is to reclaim your time.
Reclaim your time.
And we all need to do that.
Yes, sir.
So, but do you have any last words for our viewers before we sign off, my guy?
No.
No.
I think I said my.
Yeah, he
said my piece.
Like he said, for me, I believe I am 90% there. Yeah, I know. It sounds crazy, right? It sounds crazy. Like we just started this.
Boy got so much life left to live. He said, I'm 90%
90% there. Yes.
Bro, where you finna be in 10 years,
bro? That's what I'm saying. I got goals. I got dreams. And like I said, I used to put all my eggs in one basket. I read a book. It opened my eyes. And now, thanks to my mentor that put me where I'm at today, I'm going to continue to strive to do better for myself, for my family, and for everybody that I want to move forward with me. So, I go to work every day with a smile on my face, but I go to work every day with a smile on my face because I know that's not the end game.
Right.
That is not the end game.
Right. I know where I want to be.
Yes, I know where I want to be. I'm 100% positive and sure where I want to be, and this is just a stepping stone to get to where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep pushing. I am going to keep pushing. And I want everybody that listens to this to do the same thing too. It's not easy. I'm not going to pretend it is. It's always going to be hard.
Yeah, you could even use your job.
Exactly. And that's the thing.
A benchmark, or like a like you just said, a stepping stone.
Exactly.
You know.
Even if I'm still trying to move up, I'll use what I make to invest it in what I want to invest it in. Because that brings me one step closer to my goal, and that is the game plan. I have a game plan, and I have an end goal, which is the Azores. Like I said, I was going to repeat that again.
The Azores. Azores.
But yeah, that's
the boys are listening. If the squad's listening,
yeah,
Azores.
Hey, I would like to take your squad to Azores too, my guy.
Well, we're bringing the whole group.
Yeah, we bringing everybody that we know.
We're filling up the whole plane.
Like, what are you talking about, space yacht?
We taking that Starship, that SpaceX Starship, bro. We taking that to the Azores.
Yeah, and then, like I said, everybody has a goal, and I'm not successful. Like you said, I took your philosophy. I'm not successful unless everybody I care about is successful with me. And I like that philosophy that you use, and I will stick to that until everybody is on that same page with me. But yeah, man, that's all I want to say. Like, claim your time back. We as human beings deserve it.
For sure.
But yeah.
Alrighty, y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you off with that because other than that, I'm gonna start.
We just rambling.
Yep, I'm gonna give people speeches. You know me. I like to talk. That's why I'm doing this. I'm very profound and skilled at this. So I'm joking. But yeah, definitely we'll leave it off.
All right, y'all.
We'll leave it off of that.
We appreciate you meeting us at the table.
Thank you for meeting us at the tabletop, and we will see you guys next time.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You guys take care.